Hey guys, I'm just going to show you the last and most important step in setting up your fly rod. This is tying tippet to your leader. You're going to be tying two pieces of monofilament together that are of lesser diameter. So your leader, if you're using a 4X, you're allowed to either use a 5X tippet or a 6X tippet. You never want to bounce down two sides. And when I say bounce down, the greater the number in the tippet, the smaller diameter it is. So if you're using a 4X leader, you're going to use a 5X or a 6X tippet. There's basically two different ways that you want to tie your leader to your tippet. You could use a blood knot or you could use a surgeon's knot. I'm going to demonstrate the blood knot. It's the one that I prefer. It's a little bit more difficult to tie, but it's a lot more durable than the surgeon's knot. Pretty much all you want to do is cross your two pieces of monofilament together. And you want to pinch it with your index finger and your thumb. These we'll call our tag ends, and these will be our running ends. One to the fly line and the rod, and one to the end of the tippet. With your fingers pinched, as I said, you're going to take your tag ends and wrap them around the line 7 times on each side. So I'll show you what I do. Wrap it around 7 times and take your tag end on one end and now feed it down between your tippet and your other tag end. And you're going to hold that pinched now between your index finger and your thumb. You're just switching hands. And you're going to keep that pinch there. You're going to take your tag end on the other line facing toward the tippet. And you're going to, when you go to wrap around the line, you're going to see that I've created a little loop here that I'm going to hold. You're going to wrap this tag end around 7 times. Just by twisting. Now you have one tag end facing down. After you've wrapped around 7 times, you're going to feed your other tag end through the loop you're pinching with your thumb and your index finger facing up. Now you're going to grab your 2 tag ends and your 2 lines. What you're going to have is almost a figure 8. And you're going to pull. You always want to lick your knots first. Make them moist. And you're going to pull everything. And do it nice and slow so they don't bounce out. And you're going to see what happens. As you're pulling, everything's going to come together. I'm showing you on thicker monofilament so you could see it better. But you're going to see, as it comes together, the 2 tag ends, one should be facing upward and the other should be facing downward. And right there, if they're both facing downward, something happened where your tag end slipped out. One should be up and one should be down. And then you just simply clip off the 2 tag ends and you're all set.
Alright, so we just saw Josh connecting his leader to the tippet with a blood knot. Let's all give him a round of applause for that. Now, as he was saying and explaining, I know it's very confusing, so I just want to go over it again. As he was saying, when he started, he tied on a 4X tippet. I'm sorry, a 4X leader. Now, connecting your tippet is what you're going to do all the time, because like we said, we don't want to change these. You could use one of these for a very long time. This is what you're going to be constantly shortening and changing while you're fishing. So Josh connects this to this using a blood knot. I do it using the other knot, the surgeon's knot, which, as Josh said, it is a more difficult knot to tie The surgeon's knot's easier, but the blood knot will hold more torque. Usually, if we go steelhead fishing, we always use a blood knot. But the surgeon's knot is reliable, too. You don't have to lack confidence in it. And I'm going to use thicker line to show you how we do it. This is my leader, and here's my tippet. So this one, we're envisioning is connected to the fly line already, and I'm standing in the river, and here's my tippet. I just broke a 2-foot piece off of this spool. So, all you're going to do is take the tippet and the leader and just put them together. Just put them together so they line up nice and easy. Now once you have them together, you very easily just spin them just like that. Just spin them. All it's doing is creating 2 loops. So once I get those 2 loops, I'm going to take my left hand and pinch it. Now I have them pinched, I'm going to come to the end on the right side of both of them. Now the object is I have these 2 tag ends now. They both have to go through these loops 3 times. So I'm going to take the one, put it through. It's through once. Now go for my leader, my tippet line, through the loop. They're both through now 1 time. Here's my leader line again, through. Number 2. Go to my tippet line, through the loops again. Always going the same way. Now I have both of them through twice. I got to go 1 more time. This is getting short because I'm using thicker line. So there's my leader through a 3rd time. Here's my tippet through a 3rd time. Now you're going to grab the 2. If you could look without it coming out. Here's the 2 tag ends. I'm going to grab both of them. And on the original side, same thing. Here's the leader to the fly line. Here's the tag end to the tippet on this side. See them coming together? You don't want to pull these tight together because it will fray the line. So they do what you call in fishing, show it some love. Wet it, pull all 4 tight. And that's a surgeon's knot. Snip these 2 off. You now have your leader to your tippet and you're ready to fish.